Hey guys, it's X, and welcome back aboard the bridge of the Hyperion. Hey guy, how's it going? Okay, see you later. In our last mission, we were on Tarsonis, and we were attacking some Dominion trains. Matt Horner, our second-in-command, discovered that the Dominion was hauling some sort of valuable cargo in these trains. He wasn't sure what the cargo was, but he knew it was valuable, and he knew that the Dominion wanted it. And obviously, if the Dominion wants it, and it's valuable, those are pretty much the only two criteria that are required for us to want that cargo instead. So, that's exactly what we did. We went down to Tarsonis, we attacked these trains, we destroyed them, and on the last train, we were able to snipe off that cargo that they were looking for, or that we were looking for as well. And it turned out to be an old Confederate adjutant. And this adjutant recognized Raynor as a criminal, wouldn't give him any of her data, but Raynor knows an old friend on another planet who is a really good hacker and who could probably get the data out of this adjutant. And that's all stuff that we're going to be dealing with later, though, because for now, we're going to head down to the laboratory. And you know, one more thing about this adjutant that I wanted to mention that I'm not sure I mentioned in the last video, because I don't know if it clicked to me in the last video. I think it did, but I don't think I mentioned it. I think this adjutant is your old adjutant, or my old adjutant. Well, actually, our old adjutant. We'll put it this way. The player's old adjutant in StarCraft and StarCraft Brute War. I think this is the adjutant that you would have used in the mission briefings and during the missions in the previous two games. So, that's a 4-year-old adjutant or so. And she was pretty banged up. I mean, she hasn't been used in a while, so I really think it was the player's old adjutant from StarCraft and StarCraft Brood War. Again, that's just a theory of mine. I'm not entirely sure if that's what it is now. I know I've beaten this game in the past, but I don't remember any of this stuff. I honestly don't. So it's all pretty new to me as well. But yeah, that's just my theory. Not totally sure about that. Anyway, she's got data locked up, and we need to get a hacker in to try and get that data out, because if it's something Minsk wants, it's got to be important. Now, about the votes from the last video. Let's head into our console. And we had two choices. We can get the Predator, which is an anti-infantry specialist. It's kind of like it's an area of effect unit. It can take a decent amount of punishment from light units and deal a great amount of punishment back to them. But that's not the choice that we were selecting. Sorry, that's not the choice that won out in the votes. The choice that won out by a fairly wide margin was the Hercules. This very large transport ship can not only take a lot of punishment as it delivers its payload, but its payload is a very, very large payload of whatever units you want to drop. It can carry a lot of units, survive the punishment that it takes to actually get in, drop them very rapidly, and even if the Hercules was to be destroyed, the units inside do survive. So it's a very powerful transport unit. A lot of people made a lot of good points when it came to either of these units. Number one, about the Predator, we already have a number of very good anti-infantry options. We've got the Reaper, first of all, who's really good at anti-infantry. We've got the Hellion, who is also really good at anti-infantry. There's also our own infantry, Marines, which is really good against other infantry. And what else was there? There's one more thing I wanted to mention. We've got a lot of defenses against anti-infantry as well, such as the Perdition Turret, and so on and so forth. So we already got a lot of really good anti-infantry options, including siege tanks. Basically, we got a lot of good things against light units. There's really no need to stack on another one for the Predator. As far as the Hercules is concerned, this is a very niche unit. It's not something you're going to use every mission, but it does have a few really good uses in other missions. I don't know which missions those are. A lot of people have said that it's got like a couple of good uses. I'm not sure what they are, to be honest, but it does look like a fun unit to have anyway, so the Hercules it is. And now we back out. Okay, so in this mission, we're going to be going back into the crystal. We're going to see more of Zeratul's memories. Raynor's had his break from the crystal, and he's done something out here in the now, and that is capture that adjutant. And now it's time to go back and see what Zeratul wants us to see, because that is also a very pressing matter. There's going to be another vote at the end of this video as well, a pretty important one, because you're, well, I won't go into that right now. But there's going to be another vote at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you don't leave as soon as this mission is over. So here we go.
I gathered allies, and we made our way to the forbidden archive world of Zeratul. There, a triumvirate of mystic preservers awaited us, and in the shadows, something else was watching and waiting.
It's pretty eerie stuff there, Zeratul. 3 Protoss research opportunities, 3 Zerg research opportunities. Our objective is to consult the preservers on Zeratul, because they're the ones that would be able to decipher this prophecy.
Alright, Zeratul, old buddy, you got your mysterious prophecy. Now let's see what your preservers made of it.
My quest to decipher the prophecy took me to the forbidden archive world of Zeratul. Here, 3 immortal preservers guarded ancient knowledge. Only they could transcribe the prophetic fragments. I needed to seek them out quickly.
Here is a loading screen. We're going to go ahead and skip this.
It is strangely silent here, yet these structures are intact. With power, they would be functional.
Alright, an actual Protoss base. So now you guys get to see how Protoss build and how they... Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly how they build. Such as with this pylon. Now, notice how the probe is able to drop a beacon for the pylon, and another beacon for a second pylon, and then go back to mining minerals while the Protoss structure warps in on its own. There is no building time, well, no wasted time for a probe to build a structure. And these pylons provide power to these unpowered structures. See how they gain their power back? Enabling...
The mighty spirits of the preservers are imprisoned close by. We must find them.
The preservers are imprisoned nearby. And indeed they are. They look cool, but they are on ice. Oh, that was awesome. In any case, I'm gonna go ahead and... Well, I don't know if I should begin upgrades yet. Yeah, I'll go ahead and begin upgrades now. I've got the best bean gas for it.
There are many abandoned structures in this place that we can make use of. They merely need their power restored by the construction of a few well-placed pylons.
The preservers you seek serve a higher power now, Dark One.
Okay.
Higher power? What could have corrupted these Protoss so? Truly, something foul has taken hold of this sacred place.
I am the voice of the Eclipse.
So the preservers are captured. We've got some abandoned structures out here. That is a dark shrine, and I want that. Robotics facility. Templar archives. And this forge serves the same purpose as an engineering bay for Terran. It gives us the ability to make upgrades for our units. Or to research upgrades for our units. Twilight Council, no upgrades available for it.
I am the heart of darkness.
A Protoss and Zerg hybrid. Gods, an abomination. Who created this atrocity?
Come, my slaves. The time has come to give your strength.
Command me.
So the preservers don't serve a higher power. They were enslaved by a higher power. You know what, I'm gonna need more Vespene gas than that. Zealots are great, but without stalkers to back them up, they don't do much damage and can't take out whole armies. So 4 on gas should be enough for now. And we're gonna need a second gateway coming out.
This knowledge is forbidden.
Look at him.
You must construct additional pylons.
Protoss Zerg hybrid. You must construct additional pylons. Okay, I got you here. I heard you there. So, falling into the same trap that I fall in as Terran as well. And that is I'm running out of supply. Pylons not only power our structures, like our gateways and our cannons, and everything else really, besides the Nexus, but they also provide supply, the way supply depots do for Terran. So here comes Mar, and he's coming by himself. He must be pretty tough then. As long as he focuses on the cannon, I guess we're okay. That's what it's there for defense. And he's blinking all over the place.
You have not enough minerals.
I shall return. Come, my slaves. The time has come to give me your strength.
The hybrid is draining the preservers to survive. I must free them before it is too late.
Okay, so our objectives are to free the preservers, which will give us Protoss research, and to power up abandoned structures. Okay, so alright, so they're also attacking us with normal units as well, and not just that hybrid. What was I saying? No, okay, apparently killing him must give me Zerg research. Or freeing them must give me Zerg research. I don't know. I know that the objectives give me different types of research, and I want to complete them all. That goes without saying, I suppose. Okay, power up abandoned structures must be Protoss research, and freeing the preservers must be Zerg research. I don't know how that would give me Zerg research, but that must be how it all works out eventually. Ouch. And an attack. It's a pincer attack. Jeez, they're not really brutal. Okay, but I do need more zealots to soak up more damage. In case you haven't noticed yet, these gateways serve the same purpose as barracks generally. I want another one. I'm gonna need to begin collecting, or...
Your existence ends this day.
He's coming again. A carrier! Oh, great. And a void ray. Ugh. We don't have anything to fight carriers. I guess just mass stalker. But, yeah, I'm gonna need to begin powering up these structures pretty soon. Especially this one, the Dark Shrine. Because that'll give us a massive increase in our damage output by being able to train Dark Templar. Here he comes. The Zealots have a charge ability which lets them close the distance on their target, whereas our Stalkers maintain their blink ability from the last mission. Okay. I'm gonna come power up this structure now. Whoa!
A dark shrine. Once power is restored, it could be of great value to us.
And again, I'm out of supply.
Some secrets must remain hidden.
Continuing to upgrade my units from the forge. Pretty soon I'm gonna be at 111.
Zeratul,
Truly, fate has sent you here.
Join me, brothers, and we shall cleanse this place of evil.
Command us.
Now I'm going to begin training some of these Dark Templar. These guys, if you remember how powerful Zeratul was, they're not as powerful as Zeratul, but they do still pack a hell of a punch. It doesn't look like Mar stands a chance here.
You cannot destroy me. I shall rise again.
Next, we'll go get the robotics facility.
We are one with you. From the shadows,
A robotics facility. This structure may prove useful to us.
Excellent. Also, these Dark Templar, just like Zeratul, are permanently cloaked. I have a feeling he's a detector, though. Yeah, detector. It would just not make sense for him not to be. An immortal. Whoa!
Mighty one.
Notice how little damage the immortal takes from those Archons. Archons usually deal a lot of damage, but the immortal has hardened shields. And this guy also deals a lot of damage. So the immortal's hardened shields take very little damage from such units, making this a very useful building to have. Okay, the problem is defending these structures. They're too far out. This gives me a lot of area to cover. And that one's a little too far out for me to actually reach out to at the moment. Ah. You know what? Let's build two. Let's get a third one building two at some point. Right there. Why not? No, that's gonna get in the way of our army.
Cease your foolish struggle. There is no harm.
from the shadow.
Yeah, these immortals, they take normal damage from most units, or from light units, but anything that deals more than 10 damage to them only deals 10 damage to them with their hardened shields. So, that means that they're very good against things like siege tanks, archons, this hybrid.
I am the void. We, not fear, isn't it? What would you?
They also have powerful cannons of their own. Unless, of course, they're lifted into the air like that and can't fight. This guy's got some pretty neat tricks up his sleeve, but our army's just a little too big for him.
Enjoy your fleeting victory. This is not over.
Fear is
You require more Vespine gas.
I am the void. You seek cold.
I like for iron too. Justice be done.
Alright, now we're gonna move out and try and...
Some secrets must remain hidden.
Dang it. Okay, so I can't leave yet because he's coming to attack me. I'm stuck in my base because they keep assaulting me. I might have to create a defense force and an attack force. I hate splitting up my forces like that, and I would avoid it if I could.
Fear is
I think I might need another gateway.
You require more Vespine gas.
Look at those powerful cannons the Immortals have. Bam! Bam! It's dealing 22 damage versus normal units. And 55 versus armored units, like Ultralisks, siege tanks. Even Marauders, I think, and Roaches are armored. Alright, now maybe I can move out. Try and get to this Templar Archives just for the research points. I don't really think I need High Templar. I'll leave these two guys back. No, I won't. I'm a little confused in case you guys can't tell. Oh, here he comes. We're gonna do as much damage to this Protoss base as we can. They have really cool colors, by the way. I really love these Protoss colors. Oh, he's coming our way. We can meet him.
We cannot hold.
You require more Vespene gas.
Alright, so we had to take out that base to get to this Templar Archives. Our units are fully upgraded at the moment, so that's helping. Jeez, I'm just realizing from the way I've been playing this, it looks like I naturally play Protoss. That's right. I'm that damn good.
This Templar archive lies abandoned.
Some secrets must remain hidden.
Depleted.
From the shadows I come.
Watch this one probe. This one probe is set to build this entire base. I'm going to build a pylon here. Oh, I should go intercept, shouldn't I? I'm going to build a pylon here. And he's also going to build a nexus, an assimilator, and 3 pylons all by himself. Protoss can set up bases very quickly.
I am the what?
My meditation.
You require more Vespene gas.
You require my skills.
See? Get a load of that.
Base is under attack.
Archons.
Our liberation is at hand. Ready yourself, noble warrior. We confront a terrible evil this day.
Here we have a High Templar, a Protoss spellcaster, Psionic Storm, feedback, and they can warp in. They can merge with another High Templar to become an Archon, which are very powerful Protoss units. I'm getting tired of you talking, Mar. I get it. Oblivion comes. None are gonna stand. Oh crap! Now I've got a lot of area on the map to cover, though, and he's gonna be headed this way. So I guess we'll go try and cut him off there. So this base is up and running.
What cool Nospit we are.
Let's get some probes over there to begin harvesting. Let's get another immortal out. And I get the feeling that we're gonna get attacked again by some more regular units. You know, things that aren't a mix between Zerg and Protoss. Alright, so we've got some probes transferred over here. And now we've got more gateways coming up. Another immortal has just popped out. Now we're making 8 stalkers. I'm setting my rally point here, just at the choke point of this bridge. And I'm doing that because it seems that they have to come out of here no matter which way they come to attack us. So if we can just head them off at the choke point, we don't have to worry about defending the rest of the map. If we can just hold them all here. I've got a lot of units. I would say, oh yeah, I'm good at Protoss or whatever, but no, I have a feeling they made this mission particularly easy, even on Brutal. Well, there went that idea, so apparently these guys bypassed that choke point. Uh-oh. Everybody back.
Mineral field depleted.
And what you fear is
Justice speaked up.
you require.
You require more Vespene gas.
Okay, so we got a total of 4 gateways producing units right now. But no, yeah, like I was saying, I have a feeling that this mission is just to get you introduced to the idea of playing as Protoss. And considering I already have, again, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I already have a solid set of macro skills. I'm not saying I'm the best. I know a lot of people are gonna. Well, there are some people who would leave comments saying like, oh my god, you don't have solid macro, but whatever. I'm not a pro player, but I'm gonna get some Archons up before I go into that base. But yeah, considering I've already got a decent set of macro skills already, that's what this mission is all about. I think it's all macro. All right, so now I need pylons.
You have not enough minerals.
You know what? I think I probably get in there now. Before I get attacked again. Mar gets more and more powerful each time he makes his attack. Carrier. That's why I built these mass stalkers, to make sure we could take out that carrier. The reason I pulled out of that base is because I didn't want to fight Mar and his army altogether. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed that, but this High Templar has a feedback ability, and it drains all the energy from the target and deals 1 damage per point of energy. Mar has about 250 energy, I think is what he's got. So 1 cast of that spell deals 250 damage to Mar and removes all of his energy, making it so he can't cast any more spells. And I'm getting a ton of Dark Templar and Zealots to be... The Dark Templar for the damage and the Zealots to soak up enemy damage. Ooh. More High Templar. Ouch. Jerks.
Mineral field depleted.
There we go. Whoa. Coming after me with Archons. Look how much damage the Archons deal to those poor Zealots. Archons may not look threatening against what I've got, but Archons are a threatening unit. Which is why I'm going to make some of my own. Now, if you can imagine the power that these High Templar possess, such as the ability to Psionic Storm, like that, you can imagine how much power 2 of them combined would wield. Which is exactly what I'm doing here. I just turned 4 turned 4 High Templar into 2 Archons. There we go. These are very powerful tank units. Not tanks as in like traditional tank types, but they have 350 shields, only 10 actual health, but 350 shields. Their attacks are ranged, and they deal area of effect damage. Watch. That actually would, if these were enemy units, these other units right here would have taken damage as well. They also deal 23 damage versus normal units, and 34 versus biological, such as zealots, zerglings, and marines. I spent too much time explaining that, didn't I? Now, we'll get these Archons up front. And match his power with them. Look how little damage this particular Archon took from Mar.
You require my skill.
And now we're about to go in there and free those preservers.
Mineral field depleted.
From the shadows, I come.
There we go. We're going to let these particular units become 2 more Archons, and then we'll go finish this mission. Probably could have finished this mission a while back, but I want to make certain that I actually do get to do it. Plus, I wanted to show you guys some more Protoss stuff. Archons should always be up front. Now, just as an interesting side note, Terran have a good counter to Archons. Because Archons are all shield, and they don't have very much actual health, they're weak against the Terran ability called EMP. It's a ghost ability. EMP drains shields heavily. Alright. But we're not against Terran here, and that makes Archons very good against other Protoss units or Zerg units. And hey, we're facing a Protoss-Zerg hybrid, so in we go. It's one of their own Archons. Whoa, base is under attack. Oh no! They're going for a base trade. Alright, you know what? Let's take out Mar and then go defend our base. I don't want to lose to something like that. No, you know what? This base is fine.
The spirits of the preservers are entombed within. We must break them open immediately.
Let's do that. Let's just go for our objective. We've already freed one of the preservers. There he is. There he stands. Let's free the next one. And finally the last one. That should do it.
We have seen prophetic fragments in your mind, Zeratul. We will make of them what we can. The cycle shall draw to its end. The Zelnaga who forged the stars will transcend their creation. Yet the Fallen One shall remain, destined to cover the void in shadow. It begins with the Great Hunger. It ends in utter darkness. A Great Hungerer. Could it refer to the Zerg Overmind? It has a part to play in this prophecy. I must seek out the Overmind's final resting place. Our ancient homeworld of ire.
I am looking forward to that. There's so much to explain for those of you who don't know what's going on. The Overmind was the leader of the Zerg Swarm before Kerrigan. The Overmind was the antagonist, so to speak, of StarCraft. Not of Brood War, but of StarCraft. there's so many interesting things to talk about as far as the Overmind is concerned. I think one of the most important things to mention right now is that the Overmind and the Protoss share some sort of psionic abilities, and I think that's what links this whole thing together. The Overmind controls the Zerg by being through a psionic link. Well, he used to before he was killed by Zeratul and Tassadar. But the Overmind controls Zerg through a psionic link. And what he does is he basically serves as the swarm's hive mind. He is the very center of it all. And he sends out his psionic link to these other creatures called Cerebrits. And Cerebrits are basically like the generals of the Zerg army. And they have free will because the Overmind gifted it to them. But he still sends his commands through the Cerebrits psionically. And the Cerebrits then submit their commands to their forces, which is the Zerg army or the Zerg swarm, through overlords. Overlords are Zerg units that serve as supply, basically, in game. But they also channel the Overmind's, their Cerebrits' commands psionically to the rest of the Zerg army. So basically, that's how it all works. It works as this big pyramid kind of thing, a big broadcast network, psionically. The reason I mention this psionic link is because all Protoss also share a psionic link, except for those who have personally mutilated themselves to break that psionic link. We'll probably go into that, or maybe not, at some other point. But anyway, Protoss are also a very psionic race. They deal a lot with the mind. And Kerrigan and all Terran ghosts and specters also have very powerful psionic powers. So this is, I guess you can kind of see where this is all coming to link together. And now, the prophecy apparently foretells of some sort of great hungerer, and the Overmind was hungry. The Overmind had a strong desire to assimilate all of the strongest races into the Zerg swarm, mutate them, and make them Zerg. He was a great hungerer himself, and so the prophecy speaks of a great hungerer. Zeratul thinks it's the Overmind, and the Overmind's final resting place was on Ire, which is the Protoss's original homeworld. They lived there for eons, and eventually the Overmind came and took over, rooted himself within that planet, took it over, and ravaged it with the Zerg. That is until Tassadar and Zeratul killed the Overmind. So now Ire remains the Overmind's final resting place, and that is where Zeratul feels he needs to go next. Anyway, score screen. And here we are back aboard the Cantina. New research project. Automated refinery. New research project. Command center reactor. New research project. Cellular reactor. New research project. Regenerative biosteel. Wow, so we've got a lot going on here. Alright. Before we get into any of this stuff, I want to go ahead and cut this video off. We'll get into all this stuff in the next video. But, let's head on over to the bridge. And click on the star map. In the last video, I asked you guys for 2 votes. One for the research, and one for which mission we would go to next. The choices were between New Folsom and Haven. New Folsom won out. You guys wanted to go with Tosh and do a jailbreak. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this now. There is another vote involved with this mission. So I'm going to select New Folsom, and we're going to get the first intro part of it out of the way. And then there's going to be a vote in just a moment, so stick around.
New Folsom is ripe for the taking, man. Every voice that was ever raised against Minsk is pinned up inside those walls. We let all them prisoners loose, and he'll never know what hit him. Just let me know when you're ready to pull the trigger.
Okay, so we're not doing another mission in this video. But our objectives here are to break open New Folsom Prison, and we have a credit reward of 125,000 credits and bonus opportunities of 50,000 more. Again, we were going to use this to recoup some of our losses from hiring that new mercenary contract. We're not sure what unit we're going to get during this mission, as far as our new unit. So, let's go ahead and launch this, because I want to show you guys what's about to happen.
Where's Tosh? I thought he'd be here by now.
He already left the ship. I thought you... Sir, we have an incoming transmission. It's highly encrypted.
Patch it through.
Well, well. The infamous Jim Raynor. My name is Nova. We should talk.
Now what would one of Mink's pet ghosts have to say to me?
Tosh is lying to you.
Get Tosh on comms. I'm sure he's listening in anyway, encrypted or not.
We Spectres be the future. You just couldn't handle it, little girl.
Every ghost that became a Spectre has gone on a psychotic killing spree. The ones I've captured are held in New Folsom.
Don't listen to her, brother. Help me bust these Spectres from New Folsom, and we'll bring down Minx together.
Tosh wants to reactivate his Spectre buddies, using the substances you helped him collect. New Folsom is full of psychopathic killers. Do you really want to release them into the galaxy?
I be helping you against Minsk, and my people will too. She won't even join you.
He's a psychotic time bomb. He'll be on your side, right up until he puts a knife in your back.
This be the moment of truth. Make your choice.
Alright, so here is the vote that you guys get to put in. I realize we've been dealing a lot with this Ehon crystal, and Raynor has been delving into the memories of Zeratul, trying to figure out what the message is that the Dark Templar has for us, and what we're going to do in response. But not only do I think that Raynor needs a break from the stresses of delving into the memories of another being, there are obviously also things here, in the now, that we need to deal with. So, the vote is, we can either help Tosh and break open New Folsom, freeing all of his Spectre buddies and who knows how many other high-security prisoners they've got locked up there. And in return, he'll stick with us on the Hyperion and train Spectres for us in our future missions. Or, we can help Nova, and she wants to destroy the Spectre training facility on Avernus Station altogether, and that should end the threat of Spectres all around, making Tosh and his friends, who will still remain locked up in New Folsom, a dying breed. So, she won't join us. She's not going to stick with us after that. She'll teach us how to train ghosts for our future missions. Whereas Tosh would be training Spectres for us, Nova will teach us how to train ghosts. Now, a lot of you probably don't know what ghosts are. I realize a lot of you will, but a lot of you probably are just now for the first time experiencing any sort of story aspect to StarCraft. So you don't really recognize what ghosts are. So let me explain a little bit about them. We have touched on the topic of ghosts in the points leading up to this. Kerrigan was a ghost, Nova is obviously a ghost, and Tosh is a Spectre, which is the next evolution of ghosts. According to him, they're the next evolution of ghosts. They're a different type of ghost. The ghost itself, game-wise, is an infiltration unit. They are very stealthy. They can cloak. They've got a snipe ability, which will let them deal a ton of damage, 45 damage, to a single unit. It takes up some of their energy, and ghosts are spellcaster units. They do have abilities that you use for them. Their main attack is not very strong, and they themselves are very lightly armored. They rely on their cloaking ability to protect them. So you cloak them, you try and get them into position, and then you try and use them to take out key targets, like enemy drones, probes, or SCVs, or larger targets that the enemy has that you don't want to deal with in a fight. This is what ghosts are used for. Also, ghosts can use a tactical nuke ability. This requires you to build a nuclear missile in your base that you can then launch by sending a ghost out, while under the guise of cloak preferably, to pinpoint a location to launch that nuke. And ghosts have been doing this since the original StarCraft and well into Brood War, and they're sticking around here in StarCraft too. So that is what the ghost unit actually is. Kerrigan was a ghost, Nova is a ghost, and Spectres, which is what Tosh is calling the next evolution of ghosts, are slightly different. They also are infiltration units. They're lightly armored. They also rely on their cloak ability to protect themselves, and they can also launch a tactical nuke, just like the ghosts do. But instead of the snipe ability, which is what the ghosts have, Spectres use an ultrasonic pulse. And what this does is it stuns enemy units in the target area for a short time. So it's an area of effect stun against multiple units. So whereas ghosts would be used to get behind enemy lines and pick off key targets with sniper tactical nuke, Spectres would be used in the thick of things. You would have a few Spectres in the mix with the army and use ultrasonic pulse to stun enemy units in groups, while your army can take out those stunned units. So they've got a crowd control effect to them. So Tosh will stick with us if we decide to help him out, and he'll stay on the Hyperion and he'll train Spectres. Nova will not join us. She will help us. She will teach us how to train ghosts, and then we will go our separate ways. She's going to go off and continue to do her law enforcement thing, and we're going to go off and continue to try and fight Minsk. She does, however, work for Minsk, so keep that in your keep that in consideration when you're making your vote. In helping Nova, we will keep the Spectres locked up, which in the long run does help Minsk, and we don't want to do anything that helps Minsk. But if we do free the Spectres and we help Tosh out, when is he going to betray us? He doesn't seem like the trustworthy type, does he? Is he going to betray us at all? If so, when? We don't know. These are all questions that we have no answer to. So, you've got both of your synopsises there, and you guys should just leave a comment on what you want for your vote. I will go through and again manually try and count them, and I'll be using a search option and checking out people's thumbs ups and things like that, reading through the comments. This voting system has been working fairly well for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and stick with that. Let me know in the comments what you guys want, and that will be it for now. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.